Booyaka, booyaka! It's Borat. What's up, everybody?
All right, let me go. Let me know when you guys are ready to Borat here.
That was my intro. Hey, I'm taking pictures. I'm rolling it. It's Dave
All
at
right,
the
I'm-
movies.
I'm starting Borat.
Start the Borat.
Borat. All right, so Borat: Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
Yes.
A movie that most people know as the one where he says "my wife" and "wabba wee wah."
Wow, wow, wee wah.
18 years ago, was heralded as quote changing the face of comedy, winning 6 awards, most notably as such the Golden Globe. Those unfamiliar with Borat might be shocked at just how buck wild Sacha Baron Cohen went with this one. So let's jump into it. Yag Shamash.
Yagshamash.
Yag Shamash. So
Emerald
bear in
reporting in from the hole.
Yeah,
bear in mind everyone currently
Edit that out.
Emerald.
We gotta
Yeah.
get Emerald brained.
Emerald is in a hole. Someone find him.
Emerald is coming in from Uzbekistan.
Ooh, boo.
Yep, here I come. I'm climbing up. I'm here.
He has left Uzbekistan and is now back in glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Just to get it out of the way, everybody in a row. My wife.
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 My, my wife.
My wife.
How do we get
So-
here?
I guess WWE was sponsored by Borat at one point, so we're here now.
Yeah, do you know which
show?
episode specifically? Yeah, which show was sponsored by Borat?
Not me.
I do not know that.
This was sponsored by Main Event Marty. So where did we
Yeah,
find
here's
this?
the thing. It probably wasn't, but it did come out in 2006, so like it's fine.
Oh, I see. Well,
Peacock
like
took
that.
away our Raw, so maybe it came out. You can't prove. Maybe it was sponsored by Borat. You can't prove it wasn't anymore.
True.
So-
Listen, folks at home, TikTok has been banned.
Not anymore.
It is slowly coming back, I guess. What a weird U-turn.
I'm
So we
gonna
got-
say Survivor Series 2006 was sponsored by Borat. You can't fact check me.
Let's do it.
all right. I like this.
Ooh, they banned Borat in the States. This is crazy.
Oh, finally.
Shout out to Borat. So
Yes.
we are immediately brought to the Kazakhstan town of Kusak, where we meet, all of the wonderful denizens as Sacha Baron Cohen has become Borat. As you learn, he no longer becomes himself. He is Borat for this film. And, we learned all of the people around here, like town mechanic and abortionist. And we see children kindergarten daycare, which is a bunch of kids with guns.
Yep.
We meet his neighbor, Nursultan Tuliakbai. Everyone hates that guy, but he cannot afford clock radio. Borat can. He has great success.
Haha. Idiot.
Great success.
Yeah, so Borat is in a comically played up broken English accent for the whole movie, which he really goes for it. Supposedly this character was based off of a doctor that Sacha Baron Cohen
For
met
real.
at some point in time. Yes.
Oh,
That is-
no.
And he's been doing
So-
this guy for like 10 years at this point. And we finally get to see where he lives and grew up.
Yep, good old Kuzak
Kuzak.
in Kazakhstan.
Just for those that don't know, Kazakhstan is a fictional country, correct?
What?
No.
No.
No? Oh,
Kazakhstan
God.
is a 100% real country, my man.
Oh, no.
I need you to call up your leaders and see if Emerald is correct. Is Kazakhstan real? We'll find that out
Right.
later at the end of the movie, at the end of the pod. We'll figure out, is it real?
Is anything real?
Kazakhstan.
Is this all just a dream?
It might be.
Kazakhstan is a real Central Asian country.
I'm sorry, I've been
Oh.
stunlocked
However-
immediately by this.
Oh.
However, this Kazakh village is not in Kazakhstan. These are in fact Romanians.
Ah!
It's a village called Glod, Glod. I don't know Romania.
Oh,
in
so that's
Romania.
why they got mad at him.
Well, also, the people of Glod, Romania said they were lied to about the nature of the filming. They weren't told they were going to be portrayed as Dave will Rundown. And also, some of them only got paid $1.28 for this.
Oh.
Yeah,
Some of them were paid between $70 and $100. So they're not speaking Kazakh. Kazakh is not in this movie at all. This is not Kazakhstan. And these people were paid very little.
Yeah, I mean, they get called like, oh, that guy, he's the local rapist, very naughty. It
Naughty, naughty.
Borat introduces us to his sister, which he makes out with. Then there's his wife, who screams at him, and he says, she is boring. I do not like her.
She threatens him with a big axe.
Threatens him with a big axe. He has a cow that lives in his house next to his bedroom.
The sister
He
got
has
the trophy
VCR
too
record.
for being the fourth best prostitute.
This is true. We can't miss that. That's important.
No, it is very important.
We then learn that Borat is a news reporter in Kazakhstan. We then jump to his coverage of the running of the Jew, where
my jaw dropped.
Where like big monster parade style people are running through like a fenced area, similar to running of the bull. They are big goblin monsters. Those are the Jew, as people are running away from them. And then they say, "Oh, here comes Miss Jew."
Oh,
As one of them
my
rounds the
God.
corner and lays a big egg that the children then have to come and crush so that they cannot propagate. Starting out hot, boys.
This was ridiculous satire at the time, but like
It did not age well.
people just post like this now.
Yeah.
You can find stuff like this on 4chan and X the Everything app pretty routinely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna call out to this a few times throughout our review here, which may be long, folks. As you can tell, we're just new into it. But Martin and Ty, am I correct? And this is the first time you two have watched Borat.
It's my first time, yeah.
I've seen it. I think this is the third time.
Oh,
The
okay.
first time I watched this is important lore. I was, I don't know, maybe 16, and I was at a family reunion and watched this somehow on TBS.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
Whoa.
So they somehow aired and censored Borat on the Turner Broadcasting System.
That's kind of
Brave
impressive,
souls.
honestly. Yeah. Yeah, guys, it's okay. Borat, he's going to America as he is appointed by the Ministry of Information with his best man and handler, Azimat,
Very nice.
to learn about America and bring it back home.
Azimat is the producer from the Ministry of Information.
Yeah.
So they are government employees, totally.
Yeah, I mean, he gets on his plane. We're on the plane montage. Borat is in America now.
Is this where we want to talk about like what America was in 2006 when this came out?
Yeah, I think you should go over that. I think you have probably have a good write down on that.
Okay. So 2006 United States. This comes out in, I think this is a November movie, right?
I
Somewhere.
believe so.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is going to be from the V for Vendetta podcast, which you can listen to. All 7 hours of it. This hopefully
All
won't be
7.
as long. Everything about this movie, and really for anybody that might be younger, from like 2003 to, I don't know, 2014, you can define basically everything in the United States vis-a-vis the Iraq War in some gradient, right?
Yeah.
Like, that defined this place for over a decade. Even in 2016, Trump was hitting Hillary with "you supported the Iraq War," and it was like a big thing. Like it was a big enough thing to hit a presidential candidate on, and that people were still mad about. But you go from very quickly in 2003 and post 9/11 especially, we were at ultimate rah-rah America, like Toby Keith is the guy, that kind of thing. Super anti-Muslim, anti-whatever, the freedom fries bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And by
Lovely.
2006, and also, I should also say, if you didn't support the Iraq War, you were like a terrorist and not a real American.
Shout out to the
By-
Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, shout out. By 2006, support, like I said in the V Vendetta pod, is about 50-50, but it's very quickly changing, and you can see in the 2006 midterm results is the best year that Democrats have had it's the best year they had in forever. And probably it's one of the biggest blue waves electoral landslides like in the history of the country, and it's almost entirely opposition to the Republicans who had been in charge and the Iraq War. It was pretty clear that nothing good was happening because of this. We had wasted a ton of money, killed a whole bunch of people, and the Democrats just took back the House, the Senate, governorships, everything. And Republicans had kind of had it for a while. And then in 2008, you get Obama, and one of his huge things was, I want to get out of the Iraq War. I didn't support it. It was a huge thing that people really rallied behind, and Obama beat the fuck out of John McCain, and one of the bigger landslides since, Reagan, really. Because ever since then, things have generally been pretty polarized and close, but Obama just beat the brakes off of him comparatively. Like, I think he won the popular vote by 10%, which is kind of crazy. Especially if you're, 30-ish, and you're not used to that sort of thing.
Hey, Editor Ty, pull up the clip of John McCain stopping that woman from saying that Barack Obama is a Muslim by replying, "I'm going to stop you right there. Barack is a good
He's
man."
an Arab. He's not.
Yeah. Muslim meant you were bad.
No, man.
He is not a
he's
Muslim. He's a
decent
good man.
family man, citizen
Yes.
that I just...
Yeah.
All the
sort of
time.
thing. Yeah. So, this movie takes place mostly in the American South. And in this, the framing device is basically just if you're watching this in 2006, you're taking this as okay, this is a George Bush voter.
Yeah.
This is your average Iraq War enthusiast. This is who everybody's mad. This is who got us into this mess. This is who everybody's mad about. And you had very quickly gone from the Toby Keith sort of thing to American Idiot came out end of 2004, early 2005.
Yeah,
And
so
it would have
far.
been unthinkable after the Iraq War to have any of that stuff. And then a year and a half, 2 years later, you're getting a song where they're just outright saying "fuck America" in it, and it's #1 on the charts. It's huge. Side note: I've been to a Green Day concert. Having an entire baseball stadium full of people yell "fuck America" at the same time is awesome.
Based.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, also
But you
just-
are in the real midst of a countrywide revolt against basically the sorts of people that are being portrayed here, which didn't hold, but you can see it. And I will point out, to be fair, there are absolutely people like this in the North and the West. It's slightly different. They're just not quite as open about it usually. But these people existed everywhere. This one just focuses on Southerners for the most part, 'cause it's low-hanging fruit.
And we were
For
all
sure.
growing up around this time. This was our childhood essentially, growing up seeing how much Bush was hated, and I really
Yeah.
didn't understand how he had so much support to get a second term at that point.
It was the year after Iraq.
It's
If
just
it had-
crazy.
If that election took place in 2005, there's no way. Also, John Kerry's a loser.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that election takes place in 2005, or it's, I don't know, not John Kerry. He doesn't win. And Obama, again, generational politician, regardless what you think about him, the man has riz. Beat the absolute brakes off of John McCain, who wasn't an awful candidate. To be he could have won in a lot of years, but he ran into the 2008 financial crisis and also Barack Obama.
It's over for you.
Yeah, it was
Barack
over
Obama's
for
strong.
the big man. So that's basically where we're at here. Is you've got most people really mad about this, but people in the South, like the people in this, are still pretty pot committed to this whole thing. It's about the most anti-American this country has been probably since I've been alive. Really. It's the most reckoning other than maybe that little bit in 2020 with sort of what this country is and was. And all got swept under the rug anyway, because whatever, yay, America.
Woo!
Side note, if you're
America.
from not America, especially if you're a Europore and you're listening to us say any of this, shut the fuck up. Go back to your cobblestone hovel that isn't air conditioned.
That's right.
You're just mad you're from a country that doesn't matter. Imagine not being from the only place in the world that matters and has ever mattered. Go back
Yeah.
to where you came from.
That's right.
Yeah, bless up Kazakhstan.
Kazakh.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, you are exempt from this. Our one Kazakh listener, shout out. Send
Shout
us
out.
an email. I'll send you a pair of Pete socks.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Yeah.
that Emerald didn't know that your country was real. We
No, we'll
apologize.
figure it out later if it's real.
It was
Okay,
a bit.
okay, okay.
We got a poll going on.
Oh boy.
Prank.
Oh no.
Yes, Borat has left in his horse-drawn car that's being driven by a child and is going to America.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. We're in America.
We're in America.
In America.
Borat. Guys, how do you feel? Borat, he lands, immediately gets onto public transportation, he's on the train, really just trying to fit in. Just, 'cause, hello, I'm Borat. Tries to give people kisses on the cheek,
Mwah.
as customary.
I don't know why they're not
They-
just kissing them back on the lips, to be honest.
No, they get real violent.
Oh my god.
Several people threaten to fight him. Very saddening. His suitcase breaks open. He has a chicken with him. The
No.
chicken starts running around.
Chicken.
Oh my god.
You're now met with some physical comedy immediately as Borat is trying to chase the chicken while other people on the train are screaming at him. And yeah, I mean, go Borat, yay!
Poor guy, dude.
He's just a poor little guy.
Yeah. I feel so bad.
But it's okay, Ty. He gets a hotel room now.
Oh yeah. That's a nice, very small, dank area he's got there. And
Yeah. Oh, you mean the elevator?
Oh, just an elevator. Oh.
Yeah, it's just an elevator. No, Borat. This takes you to your floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we learned that Borat does not understand how technology works in any capacity. It's
Unless
further
it's a
hammering
VCR
home.
or a radio.
Yes, further hammering home that where he is from is a backwater country, and people from that part of the world don't know how anything works. Really, just really lays it on thick. But it's okay. He has a big hotel room. Wow,
Wah, king of the castle.
king of the castle. I have a chair.
I love
have a
CJ
chair.
from Baywatch. Mm.
Well, that's not yet. That's not
What?
till later.
Huh?
Of
No.
all of the people Borat has interacted with, this is the nicest guy.
Which one?
So
The hotel
far.
To
guy?
this point.
Yeah, hotel guy.
Well, to
He's the
this
most-
point,
Yeah, he's the most patient with Borat thus far.
easily.
To be fair, he is in New York City where everybody is evil, but
Yeah.
the story of this movie is basically how does everyone respond to Borat?
Yes.
Yep.
And, Borat washes his face in the toilet. Like, he doesn't know. And then we see the next morning, he's wandering through New York, washing his clothes in Central Park. People are taking pictures of him. Borat is just saying hello to random people in the street. And then one guy just says, "Get away from me! Ah!" And just starts running away, screaming. To which Borat is chasing him through the city.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
He just
guy.
wants to say hi to him.
Yeah, that guy filed a suit saying his image was used illegally, and he suffered
Yeah.
public ridicule, degradation, and humiliation, and the case was dismissed.
Bro, are you that guy from Borat getting chased? Are you
Borat
stupid?
got sued so many times.
Borat got sued by literally everybody.
We'll get to that.
I think Emerald
Yeah.
sued him too for having to watch the movie a third time at 5 times speed. Is that going to go through, Emerald?
So.
Oh yeah, I already have the money. I already won.
No!
Oh, wow.
How?
That's rare. Is people you will learn that almost every legal case against Borat gets thrown out and fails. So
Emerald's a different
ironclad,
breed.
ironclad lawyers.
I have all the courts in my pockets.
Ooh,
I got all
even
the
like
courts in my pockets. Ooh.
what about like tennis? Do you have tennis court in your pocket? Do you have?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
basketball, tennis, highlight.
Ty's got all the courts under his bed. He makes
Highlight.
sand.
Come on. Man.
What a pull, man! What a fucking. Well, good news. We go from being Sandy or whatever to Borat meeting a humor coach, Pat Haggerty, so that he can try to fit in and learn the American sense of humor.
Humor coach is crazy.
Yeah, so Pat Haggerty is one of the just true professionals that are like a master of just trying to be a polite person to this weird
Beast
foreign
of a
guy.
freak. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, they don't know that it's Sacha Baron Cohen doing a big funny one to them. They're really just trying to do their job. And, he's like, hey, what is comedy? The guy's like, well, you can make some jokes about, like, do you have a mother-in-law? And he goes, oh, yes, we have sexy time.
Oh.
Pat Haggerty immediately caught off guard.
Huh?
It's like, I don't think people would like that. I don't think we should talk about that. And then he asked him about, like, if Borat asked if people laugh about retardation in America. Pat is like, well, no, we try not to laugh about things that people don't choose. People don't find that very funny. It's very harmful. It hurts a lot of people in America. And Borat's like, my brother Bilo, though, very funny retardation. Really trying to get the point home. This guy is just like, oh.
He's sinking in his chair. Oh, my.
Yeah, this guy's like, please don't say that. It's not cool. Which has also unfortunately been rolled back very far. People love the R slur, but
it bounced back and forth.
To be fair, Pat Haggerty is trying to say you shouldn't do that.
Correct. He's
while
really
also
trying
laughing about it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, right, when you're in a scenario like this, sometimes you just have to laugh at the absurdity that.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
No. And we talk about how Bilo's in a cage and how Borat's sister shows the vagine and says, you'll never have this. And then Bilo breaks out of his cage and he gets it. Pat is stunned.
Well, he high-fives that story.
Well, yeah. I mean, he has to, right?
Yeah.
He's now trapped in a room with Borat.
This is one of the few people that didn't try to sue Borat, so...
Yeah, I didn't find anywhere that this guy tried to sue Borat.
We probably watched the movie and said, you know what, this is kind of funny. This is my his humor coach was like, yeah.
He is a humor coach. He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. So this all happens. Borat really just causing a problem for this poor guy's whole life. Then let's see.
We learn how the not joke is funny.
Thank you. I got lost in my notes here. Yeah, he's like, what is the not joke? He goes, well, let's say your suit is what is it? He goes, it's gray. Pat's like, well, I'd say it's kind of like a bluish gray, but him and Borat argue about how gray the suit is for a solid minute.
It's so gray. It's not even a little bit blue, and I didn't know if he was trying to be funny or not. It was pissing me off. It's blue, Borat, and Borat's like, Nah,
it's gray.
He's gray.
He's right. He's right. I don't know what to say.
And so then it begins, him trying to be like, yeah, let's say this suit is black. Not. Borat goes, this suit not black. He's like, no, Borat,
no.
You have to say this suit is black. Pause. Not. This suit is black. Pause. Not. He's like, no, Borat, no. And he really.
He really tries.
He really tries, and then Borat just kind of, just sits there and stalls out. We cut away. You can really tell that this is where this all fell apart behind the scenes here. And Pat was like, I don't know, dog.
Yeah. Not jokes were funny in 2006. But did anybody pay attention to the board that Pat Haggerty had written on behind him?
Oh,
Those are on my original notes that I lost.
This
What?
board is fucking crazy.
All right, tell me about it.
Okay, so there's just a picture of a butt drawn on it, first of all. There's also a section that appears to, it says like Middle Eastern, Hispanic, or Arab.
Okay.
Like Southeast Asia, Oriental, and then for some reason Black, Hispanic. This is under section like racial humor. I don't know. So there's the racial humor section. There's picture with a butt, and then there's there's just a different one says homosexuality in one color, and then parentheses taboo with a question mark. So I don't know what was going on with this board, but if you watch this movie, it is wild behind Pat. I don't know what he was cooking for Borat here. Because this is like a, I don't know, maybe 2-minute segment.
I think so.
So Pat had a whole whiteboard set up to try to teach comedy because Kazakhstan has the 98th lowest sense of humor.
Oh boy.
Look, Pat is a consummate professional, okay? But then we cut away to Borat being confused as to how TV works. A man shows him. And there, we are introduced to the real plot of the film about 15 minutes in.
Oh no.
And Borat sees Pamela Anderson, CJ, on Baywatch and falls in love.
Oh, wow.
She is the most beautiful woman, golden hairs, teeth like pearls. Wow.
But he's married.
But he is
Keep
married.
that in mind. This movie invented gooning. This whole movie is about gooning.
I thought that was Don John.
Don John saw Borat and said, I can do that.
Like,
I can spread that.
oh no! Oh
my
no!
God.
Oh no!
You freak. You sick freak.
That's what he did.
Wow.
I legit don't know what they're talking about, so I'm the real winner
Oh
here.
well,
listener.
yeah.
This
Thanks,
movie
sir.
invented gooning. Borat just wants to goon to Pam Anderson. Emerald was the first thing you gooned to.
I don't remember.
Goon.
Alright, good content. Anyway.
We all know it was Rocket Power.
Woogity, 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 woogity.
Hell yeah, boys!
It's a bad
Better
thing.
time throw rocket power in the V mask.
Is that squid? He got sand in my goon session.
This is gonna be a long recording, boys. Strap in, everybody.
Oh boy.
So, Borat, his first interview for the information of Kazakh is to go to a feminist meeting group, as in Kazakhstan,
no.
it is illegal for 5 or more women to meet in one place.
Oh,
Unless
boy.
it is grave and somewhere else. It's not good.
That's crazy.
It's never
Yeah.
good.
This is a part where Borat begins to heavily push forward misogynist stereotypes. Talking to these, I don't know, Emerald, tell us about this. Tell us about this meeting.
Well, he gets into the meeting. He's immediately shocked, and he just starts going off, saying real bad stuff to these women, and they get real mad. I can't remember if like any of them physically like go after him,
No.
No.
but
One of them leaves, but
there's leaving, there's yelling, there's screaming, but there is no physical violence.
I'm going to
Yeah,
talk to you
Borat-
because you're the man of the group.
one of them has short hair. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the man.
Borat finds the idea of equality hilarious, and he gets into cranium science. And again, there are just people that talk like this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fairly standard incel behavior that Borat is just exhibiting now.
but you like that. It's 2006. It's your favorite thing.
Yeah, it's like, haha, nobody's really like this.
Haha, this woman educate? No, their brain is like squirrel. The doctor said so. But
Like
yeah,
peanut.
they get upset with Borat. They end their meeting promptly. We then cut back to Borat being back at his hotel.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
The one plot relevant thing is he asked the feminists about CJ on television,
Thank you.
and they're like,
All
"Oh
right.
yeah, that's Pam Anderson. She's in California probably." So now Borat's like,
California.
Yes, she was on the Baywatches.
Ay, ay, ay.
Aye, why? So, we're at the hotel. Borat gets a knock at the door.
Oh.
He receives a telegram.
Oh.
"Can you
What
still
does-
get telegrams? I thought we
Yes.
just got rid of those."
No, you can you can order a telegram right now. They are extremely expensive. I, as a joke one day, planned to send Joe a telegram someday recently and discovered it was too expensive for the bit.
That's crazy.
How much? Like 200, 300?
Something like that. They charge per word, and then
Oh.
also how you want it delivered to them is several stacking additional surcharge.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
What
So.
were they doing here?
Yeah, well, Ty, tell us what Bob, because he has Bob, the nice man who delivers him the telegram from the hotel. He hasn't read it to him. What's it say?
I don't know exactly word for word. Essentially, he goes through it saying a bunch of like crud and mud, and he's just trying to sift through this explicit laden, and it pretty much states that your wife is dead, and he's like, "Oh, my wife is dead? My wife? That's fantastic!" Mwah! And he gives him a little smooch. He's like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Yeah, my wife is dead." And the guy just looks so fucking confused. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh."
but he high fives him though.
He
Where it's like
does.
very nice, and the guy high fives him after he's like, yeah, it says your wife was broken and killed by a bear, sir. Yep, that's what it says. Where it's like very nice, and that
Very
guy high
nice.
fives him immediately. Yeah, just that guy has real hell yeah, let's go, brother energy for any occasion apparently.
Yeah. Because now that Borat's wife is dead, he can pursue Pamela Anderson.
Isn't it great? Everyone, isn't it great?
Yes. I hope.
So-
I hope it
How
doesn't
did they
bite him in the
film
butt.
this movie? Was it like actual like movie cameras, or was it like just like a camcorder?
That's a good question. I think some.
I
scenes
actually
did.
don't know.
I think some scenes did have handhelds, and some scenes did not.
Yeah, because like it's like a lot of the stuff he did, people don't just like look at someone and they're like holding a giant movie camera. It's like, oh, this is a movie or some bullshit. But so like, yeah, there's definitely or just hidden cameras that they used. But
It for real felt like in the beginning it was so shittily like when they're in Kazakhstan,
yeah,
it was so like grainy, and it felt like it wasn't like on purpose. Like it wasn't like they used a big camera and just, scaled it down. It was just like they used some shitty fucking camera to act like, oh, this is cheap. And then when they go to America, they got these nice cameras all set up in the streets.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they have like the handheld through like because the motion is so like stuttered. Like
I think they are real cameras because if you look at anybody that's involved in this movie, they were told that this is a documentary.
Yeah. Like you could definitely tell once you get to certain parts where like he's obviously with people where they couldn't have
Yeah.
hidden cameras, like interviewing the humor coach or doing stuff like that. That they just explain to people that yeah, he's a foreign guy doing a documentary about America and stuff, which is how people were on board with hanging out with this random weird guy.
it's how he got away with it.
Yeah, basically. So he convinces Azamat that they have to go to California.
Yeah,
And Azamat explains that they need to drive and they shouldn't fly in case the Jews go to do another 9/11.
uh-oh. So he's got to get his little you got to get him driving lessons, right? He doesn't have
Gotta
his
get
license.
driving lessons. No, man. So we then meet who's probably my favorite character in the whole movie. We meet driving instructor Mike, who upon meeting Borat shakes his hand. Borat smooches both of his cheeks. He replies, "Well, I'm not used to that, but that's fine."
Mike rocks.
My best friend Mike.
It seemed like to this guy that this is not the first time something this crazy has happened to him, because he does not really react like anyone else did in the movie. Like, oh my god, get away from me. He's just like, yeah.
If
He's
you're
a
a
driving
driving instructor,
instructor.
yeah, like you've seen some fucking freaks.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's go. You shouldn't do that, Borat, but I'm okay with you.
All right,
Yeah,
buckle
Borat
up, check
assures
your
him.
ears.
Borat assures him that he has driven a car many times, and then when told to put the car into drive, he's just fighting the shifter. Can't figure out how to do it. And he goes, "Now hold on, wait a minute. You driven a car before?" Where it's like, yes, many times. Says, "Okay, all right, let's go."
Sick.
Yeah, really trying to just be nice to this goofy guy who he's now in a car with. And Borat's cruising through the neighborhood with, I think probably 80% of the time, Mike has his hand on Borat's wheel because he knows it's not going well. And he says, "You must not hit the children." And it hard zooms in on his face. Love that. And then Borat sees a woman driving and talks about how he has to follow her. So then Mike starts dropping wisdom like a woman has the right to choose who she has sex with. Borat's like, "What? No way."
That's right. He's like, we should try to have sex with that woman. No, Borat. No.
No, Borat.
No.
No, Borat.
Here we have a thing. We need consent.
Huh?
Borat's like, "Huh? Oh, that's crazy." She's like, "Yes, it's good. It's good here, Borat. It's good." And then we see Borat is taking out a flask of alcohol and he's trying to drink it while he's driving. And Mike's like, "What? Borat, give me that. You can't have that. It's illegal." It's just
Literal child behavior. Like, he's just like, no, you can't have that. What are you doing? He's like, oh, my bad. Pulls out another thing. What are you doing?
Borat gets into an argument yelling out of the window at somebody while driving. Mike's like, "No, come on, get in here. You can't be yelling at people like that. You can't do this. You have to be good, Borat. We're going to get in trouble."
I'm shocked Mike didn't bring out the fucking spray bottle.
What?
Just spritz him.
Is that normal behavior at a driving instructor?
Yeah, Mike
Where
is an old white dude. He looks like some kind of coach at like your high school.
Yeah, I say that's a perfect way to describe him.
Yeah.
He probably is. It's probably his part-time job.
Yeah.
I know his actual job. I'm going to talk about him suing Borat, but
No!
Mike, no. Like at near the end of their segment, Borat is like, "Yes, you're my friend." Mike's like, "Yeah, I'll be your friend." And Borat's like, "You be my boyfriend?" And he's like, "Well, no, that's not." Sure, yeah, maybe, yeah, sure.
our by King Mike.
Oh boy.
Mike, the most chill guy in this movie.
Yeah,
But-
I have written down verbatim, honestly, the chillest dude.
Yeah, this guy rocks. But so, yeah, Mike is a high school math teacher
Okay.
that also owns a driving school. And he was given $500 to do this. And then he filed a suit saying he wouldn't have participated in the film if he knew what the movie was actually about. And said, hey, they used me to advertise the movie. I should get money for it. And his case got dismissed.
How much did he seek in damages?
100,000.
That's crazy. Damages to what, though? He didn't even explain, like, what damaged him.
It was mostly that he just wanted... They used him to advertise the movie.
Those aren't
Yeah.
damages, though.
Well, he wanted money.
That
Fuck it.
then he should say that. You
Whatever.
can't-
Either way, Mike rules.
He's a
And
goofball.
now we go from Borat learning to drive to now Borat needs a car.
Yeah, well, guys, he goes to buy a car that has to have a pussy magnet in it.
I don't understand what you're saying to me, son. What are you trying to tell me? I want the pussy magnet. What? Something that like he's like the girls be in this car. He's like no, like an actual magnet. Bring
Yeah,
the girls
like-
in. I don't think they have that.
Emerald, you know a lot about cars. What tell me about how you get a pussy magnet installed in the car. What's that cost?
Well-
What's that look like?
Well, so you have to get the correct brand. Usually it's
Uh-huh.
like a Lamborghini or a Jaguar.
Okay.
And then you have to sell your soul and disgrace your entire family.
Huh?
Oh,
And then you get the pussy magnet. And you get it installed just underneath the driver's seat.
Oh, sweet.
oh,
However, it does not have a warranty.
No. Oh.
Emerald
Oh.
saying pussy magnet is one of the crazier things I've ever heard, and it shook me to my core. I'm now bothered.
Listen, this I don't like the movie Borat, and I'm here.
Oh.
Wow.
Come on.
Listen, was it a good movie? No. Was it an impactful movie? Absolutely.
But why do you say it's not good though?
It's a mockumentary. I don't like documentaries already, and so this is just worse. Just watching these real people deal with this disguised man
Yeah.
for like almost 2 hours. Not great. I've seen this movie twice. Once on DVD as a teenager, another I think last year when somebody on Discord watched it because they were preparing to watch the second one. Still not sure how they made a second one.
everyone forgot.
Everyone forgot. And I guess they filmed it at the right time where everyone was just too mad and stupid to remember who he was.
What?
Look, what matters is that Borat is really trying to buy a Hummer right now, guys.
Oh,
And he talks to the salesman, the logistics about running over a group of gypsies with the Hummer. And this guy is really entertaining him because he's really trying to make the sale. He's like, well, look, I mean, 35, 40 miles an hour, you get them.
That's crazy. He's like, yeah, can I just hit somebody? Will this demolish somebody? He's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, if they roll over your windshield, you might sustain some damage, but that's about it. So Borat is excited to buy this Hummer for a low price of $52,000.
Hey, to be fair, that's what most piles of shit cost now.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. That's not bad.
what? Where did Borat keep getting the money from? Like the ministry, right?
Yes,
Like
he's
a
being
business
paid by
payoff?
the Ministry of Information in kayfabe,
Yes.
I believe.
Oh boy.
But Borat only has around $600. This guy's like, what? Well, I mean, we could get you a wholesale car with a lot of miles and no warranty. And we then smash cut to Borat driving an old decommissioned ice cream truck.
Yeah, apparently the FBI had to have an escort for him because people kept calling about a Middle Eastern looking guy in an ice cream van going through the Midwest and the South.
Oh boy.
Come on.
Ain't that America?
Yeah.
But it's okay because he gets to stop by and interview Bob Barr, Georgia congressman.
He goes to Washington, D.C., home of Premier Bush and
Right.
Tunsi Uzbek Embassy. I have some stuff about these next two guys. I don't know if anybody else does.
Go for it.
All right, these segments are, I don't know, this is maybe a minute and a half of the movie. So God knows what's on the cutting room floor here. But we talked to Bob Barr, and Bob Barr is the current president of the NRA,
Oh,
led the impeachment of Bill Clinton, wrote the Defense of Marriage Act. So this guy's just a real piece of shit. And then he quit the Republican Party because he was mad about the Patriot Act, went to be a libertarian, got fucking owned. Then he said, I'm a Republican again, and got owned again. And basically all that happens is Borat gives Bob Barr some cheese. And then Borat's like, my wife made this from her breast milk. And Bob Barr goes, huh. And then Borat visits a pride parade
Yeah.
real quick.
Go
We love to
Borat.
see it.
And now he meets Republican Alan Keyes, who is black. And Borat has something to say about that I'm not going to repeat.
Hey, I'll say it. I don't care. It's part of the film. You guys need to know how reprehensible this is.
All right, editor Ty, we'll see if this makes it in. Here we go. If it doesn't, throw up. Just throw the V mask up.
V mask.
Yeah, I mean, look. Borat refers to him as a genuine chocolate face, no makeup, to describe
What the
him.
fuck?
And
Jesus.
I was with Ty when he watched this the first time, and when Borat said that, Ty just said, "Holy shit! I cannot believe I just heard that. Oh my god!"
Yeah, this movie's fucking crazy. So,
Like I said up top, boys, he really just
Full
went
send.
for it. Yeah.
for better and generally worse. All right. So,
How did that man react to that?
well, he didn't say
didn't
call
say
him
that
that
to
to
him.
his face.
Ah, okay.
That was a voiceover. But Borat starts talking to Alan Keyes, and he's like, "I went to a parade, and I brought 2 men back from it, and we showered together. It was very nice." Then Alan Keyes like, "Hey, those guys are probably gay, and also they fisted you." And Borat's like, "What? That's crazy." And that's basically it. Also, Alan Keyes is a birther and now shills for fake medicine.
Oh boy.
Woo!
So, Borat learns
Yeah.
that gay men exist from Republican Alan Keyes. And now we go to real America.
How does he get these people to just be okay with being You're just like talking to them? It's crazy.
Who could say?
Yeah, Borat is now on the morning TV news, channel 16,
This is from Jackson, Mississippi.
where he is definitely scoped to have some sort of interview talking piece. But, you know, he spends the whole time being a goober that doesn't know how technology works, explaining that he's here in America to bring it back home. Just really playing up that he is a weirdo, goofy man from somewhere else. They then end the segment promptly and cut over to the weather forecast, of which Borat then just wanders onto the weather forecast and goes, "Oh, hello, I'm Borat. What's your name?"
The guy starts
weather
giggling.
The weather guy just starts giggling out of control, and he's like, "No, go over to Adrian. This is the weather right now. We're doing the weather." And Borat just keeps saying, "What is your name?"
Ah ha ha ha. Ah, ha, ha. He just doesn't know what to say. Yeah, the weather. Hey.
Yeah, the weather guy is basically unable to continue his job because he just keeps laughing as Borat off screen just keeps asking what his name is and what the weather is. And yeah, it's pretty good. Honestly, the weather guy he was just trying to get through it and he was having a hard time.
Yeah, this is one of the more harmless segments.
For sure.
He just ruins a newscast.
Yeah, it's whatever. Morning news is always a meme.
The anchor is very patient with him. They're very
Absolutely.
nice to Borat.
And these are all very nice people in this
Yeah.
part.
Borat does offer the anchor to stay at his house and let him fuck his sister. So,
All right.
but
Sweet.
Yeah.
now he's at now he's at a rodeo in Virginia.
Yeah, he's talking with Bobby Rowe, the general manager of the Imperial Rodeo.
God, this fucking guy is probably the worst in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, it starts out seemingly innocent enough where he's talking to Borat. He's like, "Hey, listen, these people see you. They're going to think you're like all the people we see from photos and on TV of like a terrorist Muslim bad guy because they all have the mustache, the haircut like you do. So maybe trim off your mustache and then you can look like a nice Italian man or something. And then people won't be as racist against you." Because, people think that you're a Muslim and that you're a terrorist and you're bad. And So at first, right, you're like, oh, this guy is misguided, but he's attempting to give Borat some, like, some maybe relevant information as this guy thinks.
Mhm.
But then he's like, because, when I see the Muslims walking around, I say, wow, what kind of bomb do they carry? What do they got? Yeah, and you're like, oh, no. Oh, no. And he's like, but you're probably not even a Muslim, are you? And Borat's like, no, I followed the hawk. It's like, exactly. Don't you go out there.
Exactly.
These people will know that you're just a good guy. Hopefully they'll accept you. Like, just so truly, and then Borat leans in to give him, the good old greeting, hello, goodbye, kiss on the cheek that he does. This guy stops him and goes, whoa, don't do that. People around here that do that, they're, homosexual. Borat's like, oh, yes, back in my country, they're taken to jail and finished. To which this man says, yeah, that's what we're trying to do here.
Oh.
And then I think they high five. That's the end of that scene. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Red State, Virginia, which ended in 2008, by the way.
Ah. Yeah, I guess. Does anyone have any more notes on our boy?
No,
Bobby
fuck this
Roode
guy.
here?
Is this the worst guy in the movie?
Probably.
Arguably, when we get into the RV,
yeah. The RV, yeah.
the RV time gets a little rough.
We'll get into it later. My only defense of those guys is they're like 22.
Yeah, they are like 22, and also they're hammered out of their mind.
But listen, still fuck them. But
fuck them for real. But like, yes, fair.
Anyway, yeah. So this part is hard for me to watch, but it's also probably my favorite. Is the next bit here?
Ooh, well then do go on. Tell us about it. Why is it hard for you to watch? What? Yeah.
So Borat is at this radio. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Ty throw up
Radio.
VMask. I throw up VMask and a Zack Ryder. There it is.
Ooh, hell yeah, V-Mask and a Zack Ryder. Let's go.
Yeah.
What does that
So-
mean?
Hey, that's for editor Ty to figure it out. It's right there. I'm looking at it.
Oh.
There it is. So the guy gets on the PA, and they're like, "Hey guys, this guy's name is Borat. He's here from Kazakhstan to learn about America. He loves it. He's gonna sing our national anthem. Give him a big hand."
Mm.
And Borat comes out in the center of the dirt pile that is the rodeo, and says, "We Kazakhs support your war on terror. We want George Bush to drink the blood of all the Iraqis, men, women, and children." And people are like, "Yeah! We will destroy their country for 1,000 years." And they're like, "Yeah! Woo!" All this a direct quote, by the way. So they're popping off for this. And then Borat begins to sing the Kazakhstan anthem.
Oh boy.
Says, Kazakhstan has the best potassium and all other countries are little girls. And the scene quickly turns into him getting booed horrifically. There's AMAs from people that were there. People like throwing stuff at him. He was about to get shot. Like, people were really fucking mad at Borat for saying the United States is inferior to Kazakhstan and their potassium is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Borat is just out there in the middle of redneck country saying all of this. And you just get crowd shots of the people losing their minds and getting booed out. And then we hard cut, presumably because they didn't want to show Borat almost dying, to a garage sale. But this was the ballsiest and most crazy thing I think that Borat did.
Yeah.
Is getting out there and doing this.
Well, then we get to later.
Yeah,
We do get to later.
Yeah.
we do get to later.
Well.
It escalates.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell us about when we get to later.
Oh yeah, when he just straight up kidnaps Pam Anderson.
That's
Well,
at
yeah.
the end of the movie.
That's
I've got
so
3
later.
pages of notes left. Holy shit, we gotta pick up. My God.
Yeah, so Borat has had a yard sale.
We're like halfway, maybe, through this movie.
Maybe.
Referring to this lady as a gypsy, she was either a plant or she was truly just playing along and did not give a fuck about anything. Like, yeah, Borat's just like, gypsy, do not try to shrink me. As he pulls out a Barbie. Who's this person you shrunk? To which he then finds a Pam Anderson magazine and then steals it and runs away into the truck and drives away.
Yeah, he did steal it.
Yeah. Then he and Azimat are lost in the hood.
Atlanta, I got this. So he shows up, he pulls
Hell
up
yeah.
on some dudes chilling, playing some dice, and he just steps up in there, and he just starts laughing about nonsense, and they're like, what are you talking about, dude? What are you on about? And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then just like, what the fuck is he saying? This guy's crazy. Like, what kind of music you listen to? I forgot the shit he's pulled out. He's like, I listen to blah, blah, blah. Like just some nonsense word. And like, this guy's nuts. And then he just starts hanging out with him. He's having a good time. And he just goes back to whatever hotel he's at. And now Borat.
These guys,
Ty,
Well,
Ty, you forgot that he says that the guy looks like Michael Jackson.
That's
Beat
right.
It.
Yeah, you look like Michael Jackson beat it. I even asked Dave. I said, if you were some guy pulls up to you and says that to you, what do you do? Like, I would just crack up.
these guys love Borat. Like, they pop off for that. This, I think, is the most... This part was probably the most heartening part of the movie, because there's, like, actual... Even though it's fake intercultural exchange, this is a legitimately human moment of very different people that are just legitimately having a nice time talking to each other.
Oh yeah, like
they were
Borat
like, "What are you
asks
doing
them. Yeah, Borat asks him how to teach him some slang and how to sag his pants.
Yeah,
They're
these
trying to
guys...
figure out what he's about. Like,
Yeah, these guys love Borat, and they're just having a good time. And then Borat goes to the hotel.
Borat goes to the hotel. He slips a little bit into his Ali G character, which also got a movie before this somehow. And so he's just he starts speaking in slang, and the guy's like, whoa, and he starts getting super aggressive towards the guy, and he says, chop, chop, bang, bang, N-word. I'm like, whoa, Borat, hey!
well, that's after he calls the man a vanilla face.
Vanilla face, yeah. He just starts going off. This is not the first time, because Ali G says it quite a bit. So,
Bang bang skeet skeet.
hey, bang, bang, skeet, skeet. Hurry up. And just 2 guys come up and just drag him away immediately. I don't know how the fuck they came up so quick. Just pulled him out of there.
Yeah, this hotel worker is scared and just goes to run to find the manager.
Oh, immediately. Also, to set the scene, Borat is coming in with his like pants sagged way low, with his like doily underwear hanging out. Just
It's like 2 a.m.
yeah, it's
That's so crazy. Oh.
We can't say most of the things Borat said.
No.
So
no, definitely
We also do not condone the use of the G slur for the Romani people.
true.
true. But it's part of the movie. It has to be covered.
Oh, I legit like had monkeys smashing a fucking symbol in my brain. I'm like, what the fuck is Emerald talking about? Then I realized, like, oh, it's been a minute since that was said. I'm like,
It'll come back,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Because it's Borat.
But don't worry, guys. They still need a place to sleep. And where do they end up? A bed and breakfast run by 2 sweet old people.
All
They'll
right.
have Borat in. Yeah, what's up, man?
No.
Yeah, what's up?
No, all right. They are very sweet, letting them stay in there. And I was making a joke with Dave while like watching it. I'm like, yeah, it's like an Airbnb experience. They're just pulling on up to some dude's house, chilling. Then they locked the door behind them, which I thought was a part of like the joke, like haha, they're just freaks. But they kind of are, and they play it up. Like, was this scripted? It's
So
gotta
I
be.
have to point out that the old man is wearing a yarmulke.
Yarmulke, yeah. So they're
Yes.
2 Jewish people, and they have all their Jewish stuff hanging. Like what? Like they just have like this like ancient paintings and stuff that are showing
Well, she
off.
painted everything.
She painted everything. Oh, okay. So she painted all this crazy stuff, and Borat's like, "What the fuck is this?" Because he's very, he doesn't like Jewish people, obviously, from everything else. So he's very uncomfortable. And then they actually do become uncomfortable because they give them food, very sweet, but they just sit there and watch, and they're like, "We want to see you eat." And Borat's like, Which, fair enough, honestly. If the two people chilled out and just wanted to see me eat what they made, I would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
unless it's like a family member where it's like, "Oh yeah, try this dish I made you."
Bed next to you.
And they're like waiting for you to tell them how good it is.
But even still, right? Like, yeah, the fact that this nice old couple, they're like, "We brought you sandwiches. It's nighttime. You need to eat. You're hungry."
Like 2 in the
and they just sit down across from him, and they're like, "All right, here you go, eat it." And he's like, no, he'll eat it. It's fat. And hands it to Azamat. Azamat's like, "No, I am not hungry." And they're like, "Well, you have to eat it. You have to eat it." That is the most deranged part of any of that.
And
honestly.
they played up like they poisoned them, which, I mean, like, this was shot or, like, presented like a horror film. Because that's how they were. They were very bizarre people. Not because of what they believe in, but they were just weird. But of course, Borat's got to play up. It's because of everything else.
I would like to think this one was a plant.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be, because now they're like super like over the top, like like the locking of the door.
Well, okay, and then not just that, right? This also had to have been a planted thing that 2 like pill bugs, 2 roly polies, just exist on the floor now.
Oh yeah.
And Borat yells, "The Jews have shapeshifted. They're trying to get us." So then him and Azamat now panic, and he throws $2 at them to distract them.
Oh my
and then they run away out of the house and peel out in the ice cream truck down.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, so Borat, like, we're in the nest of Jews, and he's got an axe in his room, and they throw money at the isopods on the ground. Again, there are just people that legitimately think this and do this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you like that.
We live in.
But this was crazy in 2006.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's crazy too because he is Jewish.
Yeah.
He is a Jewish man. Like, I don't know if Emerald knows that.
Nope.
He was converted in like 2010.
His name is Sacha Baron Cohen.
But he wasn't. He wasn't until later. Like, him and his wife I think were converted.
For the record, the only source I can find says that these people weren't aware that Borat was a thing.
No.
Well, so they're just
weird.
Yeah, they're just weird.
They're just weird but nice old Jewish people.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, look.
So Borat has saved himself from the shapeshifters and run out of his bed and breakfast. Now he's to defend himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not to defend themselves, they have to get protection.
Oh, no.
Borat is now at a gun store. And he asks the man behind the counter, "What is the best weapon for protection against the Jews?"
Come on.
The guy's like, probably a 45 or a 9mm.
Just
crazy.
And then hands him, I would assume, a 45 caliber gold-plated Desert Eagle.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just no hesitation. Just like, yeah, man. Here you go. I think we're in Texas.
Probably.
We can't be. We can't be in Texas. We're in the South somewhere.
No, I think the bed and breakfast was in Alabama, so we're probably still there.
Yeah, so we're still in Alabama.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that scene ends very promptly with a voiceover of, "But he wouldn't sell me a gun because I'm not American." So he ends up at an exotic animal farm for protection, which then is I forget that it's from this movie. One of the best just memes is Borat looking at a tortoise and saying, "What kind of dog is this?"
This was also my favorite joke in this movie for whatever stupid reason.
Because it's so innocent and just perfect. And it's been quoted on the internet forever for the last 19 years, and I forget that it started in Borat of what kind of dog is this?
I also forgot that's where it's from.
And they're like, nah, it's a turtle with a shell. He's like, is it the cat in the hat? And they're like, no.
Tortoise.
Artist. Reptile.
We now see that Borat is driving away with a black bear hanging out the window of the ice cream
Oh
truck,
my
just
gosh.
chilling.
So that was 100% a just trained black bear.
Oh, it had, yes, I mean, for sure.
Like,
'cause then
bear
we
is
have-
an actor.
Yes, it's actually two bears.
Oh.
God, I forget their name, but they were like Charlie and like Chester or something. It is two bears that they use for this. And yeah, I mean, there's shots of them just hanging out in the park with a bear, and then they pull up to like a park full of children, and they run up. They go, "Ice cream truck!" And then a bear screams at them out the side. They go, "Whoa!"
I feel
and
like
run
that's. I
away.
feel like that's a meme too. That like
That's my favorite scene
Ice
of
cream.
the whole movie. Just ice cream bear.
just deletes Emerald's voice. How scared he is.
Yep.
There he
Yeah.
goes.
There I go.
And so I don't remember if there was setup for this, but now Borat is to be meeting with the upper echelons of society.
He's
So
learning about fine dining, and we're intercutting with like an etiquette coach.
Yeah, so he meets with Kathy B. Martin, an etiquette coach, to learn fine dining.
And breathing.
No,
This
I'd be
was-
Martin.
So this was, this was definitely the part of the movie that I cared about just the least, not close. So if anyone really wants to talk about this, by all means, go for it.
I can take it. This is the part of the
Go
movie
for
I actually remember best.
Okay.
So we pull up into this, I don't know, like a antebellum South house.
Yeah,
Like they all look.
good way to put it.
These people live on a private road called Secession Drive.
Mm.
Okay.
Just really cool. And these are just rich, cracker ass Southern white people.
True.
The kind of bless your heart Presbyterian looking ass people that every church group has. Old money, that kind of guy. I have like Southern relatives, and they're not like this, but they're around people that are, so I'm kind of familiar with this brand of guy, but it's this brand of guy. It's, I think, 3 couples
Yes.
that are here. So Borat goes to do the kissing thing, and some of these people are actually fine with it. Like,
No, for
they're
sure.
more open than you'd expect to this sort of thing. And so the etiquette coach is like, hey, Borat, you shouldn't yell across the table. Just talk to people next to you. They start having a conversation, and and Borat's like, what do you do for jobs? And one of them is retired, but Borat thinks this guy is the arsler,
Oh no.
not
Yeah.
retired. So it's like, oh, you let him at the table. They're like, no, he's retired. And they go over this for a while, and that guy's kind of mad. These guys do not want to drop the R slur on camera, by the way.
No.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, no. They don't really say it. And then we cut to Borat asking to go to the bathroom. And he
yes.
Had a newspaper that he was using to clean bear shit earlier that had some call girls in it. So now he calls a sex worker to this house. And then we cut to the asking etiquette, can I bring a guest? And they're like, I mean, yeah, I guess, sure, if you ask them first. So he calls a sex worker from this house. And now he's like, did I show people pictures of my children? The etiquette teacher's like, yeah, sure, that's cool. So he
Oh,
goes, hello,
God.
this is my son Huey Lewis. Here is his cock.
Oh
And the
my
etiquette was
God.
like, you shouldn't show people your son's penis at the table. I was like, oh, okay. And now Borat
sure.
starts to hit on the women. He's like, 2 of you would be big hits in Kazakhstan. That one, not so much. They are being so polite, honestly.
They really are. Like, they're
Yeah.
trying so hard to be nice to Borat.
I mean, fuck these guys forever. Their opinions have to be awful. They live on Secession Drive, but still.
Yeah,
I have-
the movie doxed them.
I have in all caps, wah wah wee wah. So I guess he said that at some point. And now Borat. Okay, now is where Borat goes to the bathroom, and we just get a cut of the dinner attendees talking about him, and they're like, I like him. He's a nice, confused man, just trying to learn about our country, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Borat brings a plastic bag from the bathroom down with him. It's like, where do I leave this? They're like, what? And he's like, it is my shit.
Shit in the bag. Where do I dispose of it?
Yeah, because Borat doesn't know what a toilet is.
No, of course not.
So now, the woman Cindy takes him into the bathroom. It's like, this is how you use a toilet, and here's how you wipe your ass. Where it's like, oh, you wipe my ass, and they're like, no.
You wipe your own ass.
You do this.
Okay. And so then we cut back, and somehow Borat is still allowed at this dinner. And the people are talking about Confederate generals now.
Okay.
We don't know why.
Yeah.
But then the sex
Southern.
worker arrives.
Ah.
And her name is Lunel.
Shout out Lunel. She's great.
Shout out Lunel.
Yeah, Lunel rocks. Dressed as...
Did Lunel file a lawsuit?
No.
No, Lunel is an
Nope.
actress.
Ah,
Sorry to break the kayfabe, but
damn.
Lunel is an actress. And these crackers freak out like, what the fuck, Borat? You get out of here. So, this is the line where
Yeah.
Borat has to leave with sex worker Lunel.
No hookers.
Yeah, and so they go to hang out at the bar.
It's a rodeo
They drink.
bar.
Yeah, a redneck bar. They ride the rodeo. They ride the mechanical bull. Where it's like, the people saw your underwear, naughty, naughty. And he takes Lunel back to her house. And she's like, you want to come in, Borat? And Borat's like, I am loyal to Pamela. But I hope you are happy.
Dude,
And then-
Borat
yeah,
has infinite riz.
Yes,
For real, on
he
God.
leaves. And then goes back to his hotel to read about Pamela and wraps up his magazine because he respects the woman he's gooning to.
Shout
So
out
much that he has to get a gift for her.
Yep. So Borat now heads to an antique shop where the guy also just happens to have like Confederate flags and things like that for sale.
It's a Civil War antique store that I have written that's in Dallas. But
Okay.
there's a lot of honoring our heritage
Yes.
wink sort of stuff in here, so
But guys, don't worry. Borat promptly falls over and just breaks just a ton of china and porcelain. And he's like, don't worry. I know a guy who can make a glue. We can put it back together.
he's
you
pratfalling
can't-
like 19 times in a row and just
Oh,
shattering
yeah.
so much shit.
No, it's awesome. To which the guy then counts out and says, well, Borat, you've broke $425 worth of stuff that I need you to pay for. And to which he then counts out $180 and says, this is it. The guy's like, well, that's not going to cover it. So then Borat tries to then hand him some of the finest hair.
That cracked me up. So the guy even starts cracking up. I had the balls to just be like, "Here's some hair."
It's some of the finest hair from Kazakhstan, from pubis.
Crazy.
Insane. And the guy's like, we don't use that here in this country. We don't need your hair. This guy is now just he's lost it. He's having a laugh. We then Azamat and Borat are arguing, and Azamat's like, "Did you offer him the hair?" And he's like, "Yes, they don't want the hair."
Then they just start
So-
speaking in their languages.
And they start speaking in their languages, and the guy starts yelling, "Just go, get out, go! You have to leave."
Which I
For the record,
yeah, go ahead.
the languages they're speaking, Wikipedia says it's Hebrew with some Polish phrases in it, so they're not speaking Kazakh to each other.
Well, apparently Ozmat's just speaking Armenian. That's what it's.
Okay, so we
And
got
then-
Armenian,
and Hebrew,
Polish.
They're just speaking different languages at each other. Nonsense. They're probably just like, what the
It's-
fuck are they saying?
Yeah, no, it's all whatever. So now we just see Borat back in his hotel in a big bubble bath, just having a nice, peaceful time. He comes out of the bath to find Azumat jorking it to his Pamela Anderson magazine.
Yo.
Which then, of course, starts a big fight between them. Both just naked, fighting each other, 6-9ing.
Oh my god!
Just really, they really ham
Full
up
on.
how provocative the fight is. Yeah, what's up, Ty?
I just got to ask Martin, how was it on TBS at this point? Was it just all
Honestly, so the part where he's basically eating ass got cut out.
No.
But even on Amazon, the cocks were censored. So,
Yep.
like, a lot more of this made it to air than you'd think. The parts where they're 69ing, I think, got cut out. But, like, where they're running through the hotel and there's just the bars over their dicks and they're fighting in the hotel room, that
Yep.
all made it. So, not nearly as censored as you would have imagined.
The only
Which-
thing on my thing was Sacha Baron Cohen got censored. Everyone else was not censored. For whatever
Really?
reason. Yeah, for
What did you watch it on?
legally.
Legally obtained. Yeah, on Amazon, fucking Azamat's dick was censored. The rare occasions you could see it.
Nope,
Yeah.
they kept them all in.
All right.
All ass, but then just like they had like the joke thing on Borat, so like it was a lot bigger than it should be.
Yeah. Oh, the balls were not censored, I should say.
Yes.
Maybe it was censored then. I don't know. I just saw all ball.
All ball.
All ball,
All ball.
very nice.
All ball, no penis.
So after destroying their hotel room, they then explode out into the hotel. Borat grabbing the rubber fist that he got earlier from Pride, chasing him down the hallway screaming, where they end up running into an elevator that is packed with people. We're now like, oh geez, oh god, oh no.
Lost it.
And Borat and Azamat are now they're just like standing just nicely in the corner, just averting their gaze from everyone, just doing the cliche. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll just be nice here in this elevator. Where they get to a floor, people file out, to which they then, start screaming, chasing each other across the hotel again. They end up rampaging through the mortgage broker's annual banquet.
Oh,
Yeah. Could you imagine being at this banquet hall
No.
event and then Sacha Baron Cohen and his friend
Big
are
fat guy.
are naked and just fighting on they end up fighting onto the stage.
oh
They
my
get-
gosh.
Thrown out by security promptly.
Yeah, Asmat is a actor also. He's not just some random dude.
Yeah, I forget his name off the top of
Ken
my head here.
Devation, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Devation. I don't know. But yeah, he's been in other stuff.
So, don't worry. The next morning, he is gone.
Oh,
Asmat is gone. He takes the
Asmat.
bear. Borat is now alone with no money, no passport. He has the bag with a chicken in it in the truck.
oh.
Very somber, very sad. Borat quickly runs out of. Borat buys 17 cents of gas from a guy, but he then runs out of gas quickly.
Ridiculous. How could this happen?
How could this happen to our boy Borat? So sad.
Hmm.
So he then begins to hike a hitchings as he ends up meeting up with some frat boys from South Carolina.
Oh no.
Oh no.
These fuckers, dude.
These guys are
Yeah,
your
what's up?
Obama to Trump voter. I guarantee it. Even with the shit they say, I guarantee it's who they voted for. Like,
Well,
this is a type of guy that always existed and will continue to exist at every college campus in America.
Well,
When I
tell
went
me-
to school,
yeah, tell
I
me about
knew
these
people
guys.
like this. Okay, so these are frat guys that just have an RV and are going through the country. I think we're in like Arizona at this
that
point.
sounds right.
But it's how many? There's like 4 maybe 5, because I think one of them's driving.
Yeah.
Assumedly, somebody's fucking driving this.
Yeah, there's the three main guys, and then whoever's driving.
Yeah, so like 3 white boys who are, maybe like early 20s, just in their RV going through the country. They probably got some money if they're doing this. So they pull over, like, oh, fuck yeah, look at this fucking guy. Hell yeah, man. What's your deal, blood? What are you doing? They're very excited about Borat. They, despite all of this, do seem like generally upbeat guys who think they're being nice, kind of, as long as it's to men that are white. And Borat is close enough. So they probably were like, hey, this guy's a fucking freak. Let's go talk to him. So they're like, hey, in old Russia, what are the women like? And Borat's like, I can know. What is Russia? I am Kazakh. Like, yeah, listen, whatever. Here's what you do. You gotta fuck them, and then you don't call them because you don't respect them. That's how you get hoes, Borat. Borat's like, oh, okay, yes, very nice. We also hate women. They're like, yeah. They get progressively more and more trashed.
Oh, dude, that one guy is definitely blackout drunk by this point in time. You could just see it on his face that he is gone.
These guys are in a bad way. Certain point, Borat's like, in Kazakhstan, we play a game where you put the cheese on your asshole and you make mouse go in it. And one of those guys is like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. I'll do it right the fuck now. I don't care. It's great. And then the frat guys then begin are like,
man.
Look, Borat, in America, minorities actually have the most power.
Oh boy.
It's fucked up. Do you have slaves in Russia? Borat's like, no, we do not. What about you? And they're like, no, we don't have them. But we need them back.
But we need 'em.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I was so sick.
Crazy.
This place was good when we had slaves. We need to bring slavery back. Where it's like, yes, we could enslave the gypsy. Wah. Borat stuff.
Yeah, Borat stuff.
Yeah, 2 of these guys did also sue Borat for defamation.
It
In
was
their
the
case-
2 guys who weren't the guy who was hammered and said that he would put the cheese in his ass right now. That guy apparently was just game with it. The other 2 guys are the ones who sued, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think Cheese Guy was overtly that super racist like these 2 guys were.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so their case was dismissed, and they also tried to get an injunction to prevent the DVD release of the film, which also was denied. Yeah, so they're like, yeah, whatever. And then Borat's like, we get another cut. And he's like, I am going to take Pamela Anderson's virginity. They're like, Borat,
Borat, she's not,
she ain't a virgin, Borat. It's like, what? And then they just have the DVD of the Pam Anderson sex tape, I guess.
Of course they do.
The infamous Pam Anderson sex tape.
Which, for this type of guy, I believe. Again, this sort of guy does still exist. At least one of these guys voted for Obama. I guarantee it. Like, I promise you, this is a type of guy that exists.
You love Obama.
We love Obama.
Let me be clear.
Find out our thoughts on Obama on Wrestling with Dialectics, episode 5. Episodes 1 through 4 will be out by the time you listen to it, unless Ty has really fucked up.
Let me be clear.
March
It'll be
13th, our Patreon. Oh, fuck, he's here. It's the Obungler. There he is.
I'm gonna pray.
Stop, dude.
Editor Ty, throw up Obama in the V mask.
There
he is.
Oh my.
There he is.
And for listeners at home, I'm not sure if you can find the Pam Anderson sex tape anymore, but if you
What do you mean? It's the internet.
Editor Ty, throw up the
Do
Pam
not
Anderson
come.
sex tape.
do not come.
There it is. Do not come.
Do not come.
Jeff Bezos is here. He's coming.
Oh.
Alright, so after Ty played the entirety of the Pam Anderson sex tape for you right there, you're all fresh off jorking it. Borat is distraught that
How
Pam
could she do
Anderson
this?
is not a virgin.
She was
And
my
the frat
love.
boys, in a moment that's sort of sweet, weirdly. They're like, hey, Borat, you can't define yourself by women or really anything. You're great, Borat. You're a good guy. We love you, Borat. Don't be sad. Come on. Let's go. And Borat's like, I need to be alone, but thank you, friends. And they just drop him off in front of what we later learn is a mega church. They're like, hey, Borat, good
Yeah.
luck, buddy. We love you. And Borat on
Well,
the street.
they also
now-
tell him to remember that he is bigger than a woman and more powerful than a woman, and to not let a woman make who he is.
Yeah.
Also true. Also happens.
Yeah.
So, like, in their
God
way, they're sort of sweet. This is a guy that exists.
Yeah, like they're just really trying to be nice to their boy Borat in the way that they know how to do it.
Yeah. Like, are they racist? Absolutely. Are they sexist? Absolutely. But they're also very stupid.
Yeah,
So-
but frat boys.
Yeah, it is what it is. And now Borat, on the street, pulls out the magazine, the Pam Anderson magazine, just starts ceremonially burning it as sad music plays. And then he gets the chicken out that he's had, and he pulls out a knife and is about to cut the chicken's throat. Then he's like, no. And then we get a bye-bye Butterfree moment with the chicken. As Borat Ty, throw out Butterfree in the V mask.
Oh,
There it is.
There it
Yeah,
is.
there he is.
Everybody of a
Butterfree.
certain age, I've now reduced you to sobbing about bye-bye Butterfree. Ty, throw that entire episode up here. There it was.
At 10 times speed.
Yeah, Eder Ty, throw it up now again at half speed.
no.
There it is. So, yes,
Wow.
Borat says, go away, chicken. Run. Run
Run for
away.
freedom.
Go to freedom. And the chicken now exits the movie.
Goodbye, chicken.
Bye, chicken.
And it becomes morning as people are going into service at what appears to be some kind of a Pentecostal church. Does
Hooray!
anybody want to talk about evangelical Christians for real quick?
I was gonna say, I know that you've been hitting this last segment, but I think that you're the most prepped for that, given the V and everything. So I
So
think-
these
yeah.
aren't V style religious
No, but-
guys. These are your southern, y'all's be talking in tongues, real what's the fucking word? Fire and brimstone church revival,
Real Borat.
evangelical sort of thing where people like having seizures about God. And everyone here is white. It's one of these kinds of churches.
Yep.
So Pentecostal. There's a guy named Chip Pickett here that runs a Pentecostal camp in the summer. And he's like, "Hey y'all, this country is Christian and it will always be Christian. And also, we all know that evolution isn't real." And I was thrown back in my brain again to 2006 when the whole evolution creationism thing
Oh man.
was a thing for a while. This was one of the big, like, real mid-aughts Republican things that happened where, like, it was controversial to learn evolution in schools in a way I don't think it is now.
No.
But, like, you would have to sometimes get, like, permission slips or send a fucking note home to parents like, hey, this is what we're going to teach your kids. So, like, if you don't want them to learn that, I guess take them out of school. I don't fucking know. Which spawned just the entirety of the Reddit atheist movement as a backlash. We do not have time to talk about Reddit atheists here. But even though this just sounds funny now, understand this was a real thing and people were really mad about this back in the day. And I lived through some of it. It wasn't as bad for us here in our home state of North Carolina. But if you're further in the South, then, like, this was a big thing. So, anyway, so he's like, yeah, evolution's fake. And I was thrust back to 06. Bring Me to Life started playing. Editor Ty, throw up a Halo 3 MLG montage. There it is. Now, Editor Ty, throw up Chris Puckett in the V mask.
Oh,
There he
Whoa,
is.
Chris! Whoa, why Chris Puckett? Leave him alone.
MLG top 10s, dude.
He's just
So-
T
chilling.
squared and the V mask.
Shout out to T squared.
Yeah, throw it up. There it is.
There it is.
So now we're in the 06 zone, and they're all, yelling about God and whatever. And Borat's sad, and he's just talking to some of these churches like, I don't know, I am very sad. The woman that I was here for left me. She is not pure. So they bring Borat up to the pulpit, because it's one of those where, like, audience members come up and ask for, like, an experience with God or whatever, because it's Pentecostal.
Yeah.
Right? One of those mega churches, they're all singing, doing whatever. And so Borat grabs the mic and is like, hello, people. I am very sad. Woman bad. Can Jesus help me? And the priest's like, oh, Jesus can help you. Borat's like, does Jesus love me and my family? And preacher's like, oh, Jesus loves you. I promise you, Jesus loves you. It sounded like brother love. I can't do a brother love voice. But
I love
Yeah.
you.
Oh my!
yeah. And then Borat's like, does Jesus love my neighbor? And the priest is like, yeah, he does. Like, nobody loves my neighbor.
Nobody
And-
loves.
Yeah, and the congregation pops off.
Yeah, they really liked that one.
Yeah, so then they do the thing where it's like, you will be healed by the Lord. And Borat just starts speaking in tongues.
Yes, he
As
gets
other
the Holy Ghost put into him, dude.
Yes, as other people also speak in tongues as the Holy Ghost is being put in him, and you get the people that just start, like, having seizures and bouncing around, and,
Yep.
the whole God is in me, I need to dance it out, or whatever sort of thing that happens here. And so we get a scene of Borat writhing around on the ground, yelling in tongues, being cleansed of his pain and his sins, and becoming a Christian, abandoning the hawk or whatever. He faints and is then held up and taken out of the church as people pop off for him because Borat has been saved by Jesus. And now that he's reborn, he gets on a bus tour to California on a Jesus bus full of old women. And we get, like, nothing here other than an establishing shot of, yeah, this is how we got there.
Yeah, well,
But
because
now-
he had to be driven there with his friend Mr. Jesus, dude.
Yes, Borat and his friend Mr. Jesus are now in Los Angeles.
Whoa. Yeah, so Borat is walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh,
just-
I'm sorry, but I should point out, I can't find any evidence that any of these people sued Borat.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how,
Thank you.
But, yeah. Somehow, I don't think these guys sued Borat. Anyway.
So Borat is walking through Hollywood down the Walk of Fame, where all the where people meet. They meet up with the actors, the lookalikes, outside of the theaters and stuff, and just saying "Amen, Amen, Amen." Really, just he's so excited he got to hang out with his friends and Mr. Jesus and all of this stuff, and then he sees like demons and other things. And he's Amen. But he then sees Azamat is there as Charlie Chaplin for whatever reason.
The movies or the little thing says he was dressed as Oliver Hardy.
Okay,
I thought he was Charlie Chaplin too.
Yeah, no,
well,
he's definitely
me, I
Charlie
guess.
Chaplin.
They're all the same.
ooh,
What?
Ty, you can't be saying that. Oliver Hardy fans are gonna come beat you up.
No, Laurel fans, get
Different.
away from me! Ah!
So, so Borat's like, "Ooh, what?" And so it's like grabbing him and shaking. And they're having their argument in their languages. And then the guy who's dressed up as Death starts trying to like break it up. And then Borat's like, "No, easy. He's with me. Go away. Get out of here." And Azamat's like, "Okay, come on." And then the voiceover of, "I did not come to Hollywood to fight the man dressed as Hitler. Came to find Pamela Anderson." So then Azamat's like, "Okay, listen, I prepared this for you in case you showed up. Here's everything I have on Pamela Anderson. She's going to be at this place to meet people on this date." So we then cut to Borat outside of a Pam Anderson meet and greet for signing up for Playboy magazine. It would appear. Borat's just in line, excited. He's so giddy. And then it becomes his turn to meet Pamela Anderson. And he's got this, like, what looks like a blanket to the uninitiated, like a thing that he made. He's like, yes, look at this. He starts giving all of his, like, nomination, or what's the word? All of his names, all of his things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm Borat, son of this person, et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, all that is on here. Here's my name and your name. And today's date, our wedding day. And she's like, what? He goes, will you marry me? He's like, no, thanks. And then it's revealed it's a big sack. And he then throws the sack over her head to try to catch her. And then all hell breaks loose. Could you imagine just being a random person at this meet and greet, and then someone comes to kidnap Pam Anderson by throwing a big sack over her head? So
yeah, I have something on that, but
yeah, go for it.
Up.
Oh, sure. So yeah, basically he then is fighting security while chasing her through the parking lot, where he is ultimately tackled. And as they're arresting him, he's like, I do not love you anymore, Pam. Just heartbroken as we get footage of Pam Anderson running away through the parking lot.
Yeah.
So the behind the scenes of this, to address your question, is that Pam Anderson obviously was in on the kidnapping. Because she had to be. But they filmed this scene twice.
Oh.
Because the first time, nobody gave a fuck that was there or tried to stop it, according to Sacha Baron Cohen. And he was like, well, what the hell? What? These are the worst fans of all time, I swear to God. So,
wow.
They did it again. And this time people got, obviously, because everyone knows who Borat is, real mad. And in the scuffle of trying to get Pam Anderson out, she accidentally either got hit or somebody hit her or she hit something, whatever, but hurt herself and lost some bone in her jaw.
Oh, wow.
As part of this, when people were trying to stop Borat from kidnapping Pam Anderson.
Oh, so they actually hurt her. That's crazy.
Yes. So people at the first showing, at the first time they tried to kidnap Pam Anderson, absolute jobbers. People at the second one, real ones. They were going to save Pam Anderson.
That's crazy to me.
Hold on.
They didn't care.
The second thing that happened after this, when they watched the movie, also according to Sacha Baron Cohen, Pam Anderson was married to Kid Rock. And while they were watching this movie, Kid Rock got up, mad as hell about this scene, and called Pam Anderson a whore. And how could she do this and be in this? And that's why they got divorced.
Oh my. I did not know she was married to Kid Rock.
I didn't either. So,
no.
Yeah. So Pam Anderson got a part of her jaw knocked out by a fan trying to save her and then divorced. And honestly, worth to get away from Kid Rock, but...
As someone who is also missing bone from his jaw, I hear that.
What? Explain.
I had jaw surgery back in high school.
Oh, wait, you suck too much dick?
Wow.
Major underbite.
Yo, major underbite?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to Take One audience, big fucking smackdown audience.
Oh my god, that's insane. Also, like, there was a mythos for like years on if Pam Anderson was in on it or not. Like, which, like, because obviously she was, but I just remember seeing sentiment online for like a long time arguing if she was or wasn't in on it.
Yeah.
I'm like
Which
fresh
I
when the
think-
movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think speaks to the, I guess I use the word aura that Borat
Yes.
had and has, that people are like, this might be a real thing. And the sheer, like, balls that Sacha Baron Cohen has to just do this.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
I think
definitely.
is kind of meaningful, that people would at least in some way think this might be real. This might have been a thing he actually did.
Jeez.
Yeah, like I honestly, I think he's one of the best to ever do it. Like, just frankly, like some of the stuff that he's done, which we're not getting into now, but just like his interviews that he's done later in life with like, heads of state or whatever, it's just insane.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
Regardless of what you think of the content and whatever he may or may not as a person think and what he's done and an effect on the culture, it is brave. I'll give him that. I like this movie, to be clear, but he's brave to put himself out there like that. Like, some guy probably could have stabbed him when he was doing this.
Yeah.
Kidnapping Pam Anderson.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's done interviews and stuff where he's talked about like the genuine danger he's been in before in doing these kinds of things, and he's like, sometimes you just have to get through it.
Yeah, like in Borat 2, he was legit in character locked up with those people in the COVID house for like 4 days, and he couldn't break character because who the fuck knows?
Yep.
Crazy.
But yeah,
The only other person I can think of that has done something to that extent where they're doing it for the art and are like super endangering their lives for it, I think was like Eric Andre when he was interviewing people for his show, but like at the Trump rallies, and like people were really getting up on him. Crazy. Couldn't be me.
Oh no,
No,
absolutely not.
You're missing jaw. You're strong.
Yeah.
Did we ever figure out if Kazakhstan was real?
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. So, also as he's being handcuffed, by the way, I forgot that Borat lands the not joke.
He does hit a not joke.
It's like, I don't like you, Pam Anderson. Not. Dude, it was so exciting. It was so
The
good.
ghost of Pat, the comedy coach, was smiling.
Oh, for
over
sure.
Borat.
We then also learn. Well, then we cut to Borat is back in Cusack. They are Christian now.
Yay!
Yay! They no longer have the running of the Jew, and then it cuts to a man being crucified and stabbed with a pitchfork.
Yes, a Jewish person being crucified.
Yeah.
And we're in HD.
Yeah, now we're in HD. His neighbor Nursultan Tulyakbai, he only has an iPod mini, which is for girls. Borat has a real iPod. Great success.
Crazy.
His wife is now the number one.
Yeah, Lunel.
Yeah, Lunel.
He brought Lunel back. He learned he
Aw.
loved her.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just real Borat. Real Borat.
Real
Everyone's-
Borat times.
Yeah, everyone's in line to meet her, pay tribute. And then everyone just kind of waves, right? That's great
That's
success. Chinkui.
Jingui.
And everyone cheers. And that's the end of Borat.
I'm looking at some deleted scenes, and I'm just like confused. And I wish I could have saw him before we did this, but apparently he gets questioned by police at a traffic stop. He visits an animal shelter to adopt a dog that can protect them from Jews. He got a massage at a hotel, and he visited an American doctor. And then he also got a job at Crystal, the fast food restaurant chain, and took part in an American Civil War reenactment.
Oh,
That would.
God.
And apparently in 2016, in an interview on Conan, he elaborated that a deleted scene that he was featured in a pornographic film. So he was. I just imagine you're jorking your shit, silly style, and Borat just pops in the back, walks on in.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'd be like, what? Wait a minute.
My cum.
Might come for
Oh,
me.
God,
my,
dude.
my cock, my cum.
Does anybody have a bunch of notes on how Kazakhstan reacted and continues to react to Borat? Because I have it, but if
Get
anybody
it.
else wants to prattle, I've been
No, I hit
babbling
it.
a lot.
I just have a lot of like the Wikipedia like information and stuff like that. But if
Yeah,
you have-
listen, that's what I have.
okay.
Kazakhstan was really mad at this
They
movie
were
to start
not
with.
happy about it.
Their foreign minister threatened to sue Borat,
Yep.
and my favorite part was something like they were launching their own ad campaign on behalf of Kazakhstan. Then Borat had a press conference and denounced it as a Uzbek propaganda,
Yep.
which is
Yeah,
awesome.
they were evil nitwits of Uzbekistan, and they also had a Kazakh-based website, Borat.kz, and that was taken down by Kazakhstan.
God damn it.
Like,
Jeez.
The movie didn't come out in Kazakhstan for a while because they were really mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think their
understand that.
ambassador said, "Hey, this movie's funny." Actually, it was their ambassador to the UK in 2006 said parts of it were funny and said it put Kazakhstan on the map. And then you get a shift a few years later, driven by people that continue to shout "my wife" just constantly. And in 2012, they credited Borat with a tenfold increase in visa applications to the country.
yep.
And by 2020, I have the article every time if you want to throw up a picture of it or something.
Oh yeah, throw it up.
But yeah, they had a new ad campaign where they rebranded it with the slogan "Very nice."
How dare they?
Hell yeah.
On the official Kazakh tourism on YouTube. Yeah, their thumbnail is just Kazakhstan. Very nice.
Can't just be angry about it for 20 years. Just be like, actually, it makes us money, and people want to come here.
Yeah,
Listen,
I
is
mean,
it a horrible and untrue rendering of Kazakhstan, a country that Emerald didn't know was real until today? Yes. But is this the only reason that anybody has ever fucking heard of Kazakhstan for the most part outside of
Probably.
like Central Asia? Yeah.
yeah, like they.
How many people do you guys think live in Kazakhstan? Because I have the number. Just give me a guess.
Give you a guess?
Yes.
God, I have no idea.
I just
Like,
posted the country
10
map to the
Uh-huh.
Discord. I'm gonna guess based on that size, I want to say maybe 300,000.
I would guess 10 million.
I'm gonna guess 1 mil. Let's shoot in the middle.
There's 20 million people in Kazakhstan.
Wow,
Which is the
wins.
62nd most populous.
they
which is what-
country in the
do
world.
border the Caspian Sea.
Huh.
Shout out to the Azerbaijan in the
Shout out.
southwest.
Yeah, shout to Azerbaijan.
What about Turkmenistan?
No,
Okay.
get away from me.
Wow.
For what it's
Okay.
worth, most people in Kazakhstan do not follow the hawk, for whatever that means. It's majority Muslim. With
Yeah,
a
I would figure.
decently sized Christian minority.
Also, if anyone didn't know, in 2012, at the medal ceremony for the International Shooting Grand Prix, they played the Borat fake Kazakh national anthem,
Fuck yeah, dude.
and people were really mad about that, as you can imagine. Also, the European Center of Anti-Zigism?
Yeah, think
I
it's-
have no idea
It's
how
like,
to-
it's
how
like
to
anti-Romani sentiment.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Who work against negative activities against the Romani people filed complaints with German prosecutors in 2006 based on Borat's references to gypsies in
Yep.
the film. 20th Century Fox declared that they would remove all parts referring to them as such from trailers shown on German television, as well as on the film's website. The Anti-Defamation League released statements expressing concern over Borat's characteristic of anti-Semitism. Both Baron Cohen, who is Jewish, and the ADL have stated that the film uses Borat to expose prejudices felt or tolerated by others. but they did express concern that some audiences might remain oblivious to this aspect of the film's humor
Yes.
and might find it reinforcing to bigotry. So,
Definitely both things happened.
The only Arab country this was allowed in was
Lebanon.
Fucking Lebanon for some reason.
Yeah.
Does this movie talk about? Okay, yeah, no, it talks about how all Muslims are terrorists. That's probably why it got banned. Fair
Probably.
enough. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
this movie was very controversial when it came out.
Incredibly.
And I mean,
It
listen,
still probably is.
yeah, oh, it still is. Like Borat dropping the soft A was wild.
Oh,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm also surprised how well this movie holds up in today's like culture. Like you watch this and go, yes, some of this shit still happens. That's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's sort of shifted back from a man. This is. I mean, parts of this were there, but like it's a very extreme example of it. So it's kind of shifting back to where it's not, unfortunately, as extreme. But these things go back and forth. But yeah, like some of this stuff is just 4chan posts. But this is listen, it's still a funny movie. I will say that. I still like this movie.
It's great. I'm surprised at how much I liked it. Ali G
Yeah,
movie,
like-
not so good.
Yeah, Ty watched Ali G and Borat like back to back. I was stunned to find out that he did
You want to
that.
give us a quick Ali G review while we're at the end of this?
Yeah.
Well, so Sacha Baron Cohen decides to be an ethnic stereotype to like kind of
What?
make fun at people that are white that are in that culture and they just don't understand. So they'll just say everything and act like they're like a part of it, but they're not. So like he's just a weirdo that does that shit. And but like in that movie they pull it up like, yep, this is acceptable behavior and everyone likes it because he is hip with the culture and he's respected.
Wow. Oh.
People like Ali G.
I think the show that it's based on, the HBO show, is more like Borat, where he does do that with people and like a mockumentary style. But that movie, the Ali G movie, is a straight written movie, and pretty 1-to-1 with that. It's got Martin Freeman in there. He's slurring
That's
at
me.
the beginning,
Oh,
so
What'd
it's
you
just
do there, Martin?
it's pretty wild going from that to this.
yeah. And then just to talk, so they did make a Borat 2,
Mm-hmm.
They did.
which, again, wild. Like, Fox really wanted him to make another Borat in 2007 because it was hot and made a bunch of money. And he was like, absolutely not. Everyone knows who Borat and Ali G is. I have to retire the characters because I won't be able to, like, use them for this.
I
again.
can't get away with it again.
But in the year 2020, I guess 14 years later, it was determined that, hey, now's the time. So, obviously, also, it came out in October 23rd of 2020. And a large part of this movie takes place during pandemic lockdown. So, like, the production turnaround time on Borat 2 was really fast. They really hustled out this movie to keep it topic.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
it's hey, if you guys like Borat, you'll probably like Borat too. It's a different vibe, but I mean it's, more Borat.
I feel like I should go back and watch that movie because I did watch it when it came out, but I mean, none of you are fetuses, so you all remember COVID. Different vibe watching things during that than after it, so I'm curious to see how it would play now.
Right.
Maybe we'll review it, who knows?
Maybe.
Because
When we get to 2024 in our content.
Oh,
has anyone seen Bruno?
I
No.
I
have.
was about
Yeah,
to
'cause that's-
I have
ask,
not.
did he
'Cause
also
that's
do
the other.
Bruno?
Yes, that's also like if you're like going off the Ali G show, that's the 4 movies, right there.
I saw
That's his
Bruno.
European
Because Bruno's in that
persona?
show too. Yeah.
I saw Bruno in the theater.
wow.
It's mostly about fisting.
I did
It's-
not peg you as a Bruno guy.
It's about fisting.
A bunch of my friends were going, and I mean, I had seen Borat, I think, at that point. People were high off of Borat, but Bruno was not nearly as good. It's mostly just gay jokes.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like it was that good, so I've never seen it, but maybe I'm wrong.
Seems
I
like
don't
that
know.
in all of his movies so far, at least. I don't know about Bruno or Borat 2, but it's a lot of gay jokes.
Borat 2 is pretty good. I remember liking it.
Yeah, Ty, have you seen Borat 2?
No.
Oh.
Go see it. I've
I'll-
seen it. Go see it.
If you hate Rudy Giuliani, you'll love it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Ty, you're
Oh,
not.
boy.
You're actually not prepared for Borat 2.
Some of the
Okay.
most uncomfortable I've ever been watching a movie.
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
Movie, it's a movie you finish watching and you say to yourself, "How did he walk away from this?"
Which one?
Well, I mean,
It's-
both anyone involved, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. To watch it with you, probably
Hell yeah,
later
dude.
today or whatever. Yeah, no, it's. Oh man, so. But yeah, everybody, that's yeah. What do we give Borat? How many Wabba Weewas out of 10 do we give Borat?
Out of 10, I give it like an 8.5. Wow, wow, wee, wow. It was really good. Surprisingly so. Like, I thought it was going to be just schlock humor like you expected when all the people quoted that shit as a kid, but
I
Yeah.
give it a 2 Wobble Weeble out of 10 because after Borat got sad about Pam Anderson, he meets back with his producer at a motel, and you see what happened to the bear. The bear's head is in the fridge.
come on.
Bear died.
Borat.
R.I.P. Editor Ty, throw up the picture
I'm not-
that I posted in the Discord chat of the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana. Look how nice that looks.
Wow.
All right. First of all, I give it 9 Wobble Weewas out of 10, and cultural impact 10 Wobble Weewas out of 10. Second, our Patreon that came out on March 13th and will come out again on March
Yeah.
13th of
Yeah.
current year. If we get enough patrons at the 2,000 patron level, we will record a live podcast review of Borat 2 from Astana, Kazakhstan.
I got my plane ticket booked.
Yep.
Got
Yeah,
my passport.
This costs a lot of money, guys. Like, you need to fucking...
Please fund us,
Yeah,
please.
Give us your
please.
money.
Yeah, you need to come through, dog. Like, listen, they're at the fucking walls, dog.
Yeah, you need
gotta
to come
help
through,
us.
but you cannot come.
We're
Do
never
not
allowed.
come.
We're never allowed to come anymore. No more goon sessions. We're
No
all
more goon.
Or Borat.
no
Oh,
more
Borat.
Borat. Guys, how many views did we get on this? 14 views. Oh my!
Wow.
Wow.
We might be able to make it.
We might be able to make Borat 6.
Guys, we got 13
Holy
seconds.
shit.
Anybody else got something to say?
No, I mean, I thought I would. Look, I don't care for Borat,
6
but
seconds?
after rewatching it 100 times, I give it like a 7 Wow We Was out of 10.
Listen,
10
we can get a
cultural
ticket for
impact. Borat, 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 Borat.
$773.